Good compañeros, estamos en Genshin Impact. Vamos a hacer la misión legendaria de Cyno, ¿vale? La acabo de desbloquear. Vamos a recoger también esto de aquí. Básicamente ya hemos terminado las dos misiones de Arconte nuevas, ¿vale? De la versión 3.0. Es decir, que vamos por la misión 4. Como veis ya tengo a Cyno, ¿vale? No sé si lo habréis notado. Vamos a ver su misión legendaria. Ya hemos hecho todo lo referente a la historia, por lo tanto nos van a hacer spoilers, ¿vale? Ya sabemos qué ocurre con el Arconte, ya sabemos qué ocurre con Escaramucha, ya sabemos qué ocurre con Doctor y demás, así que si no habéis visto lo anterior, pues jugadlo, veros un resumen, veis mi vídeo, lo que sea, ¿vale? Pero eso, que probablemente os comáis spoilers si no lo habéis visto, no vale con simplemente venir a ver a Cyno y ya, ¿vale? Tened cuidado con eso. Lo tendré subido para antes de subir esta, ¿vale? Que si no, ya me contarás qué estoy haciendo, ¿no? Pero bueno, vamos para allá. No sé muy bien, tengo que entrar dentro de la academia, ¿no? Por aquí, aparte de haber muchos libros que te dan logros, te dan como 3 logros por entrar, había un cofre de 200 de mora que me he pillado. Me da un poquito de cosa ayudar a los de la academia ahora. Conocemos al Cyno del que hablas.
Friends of Cyno. Well, I suppose it's not a secret or anything. Since you two are interested, I'll just lay it out for you. My name is Nabil. I'm a Matra in the academia.
Ah.
A case involving the smuggling of canned knowledge has come to our attention recently, but unfortunately, we don't have the people to handle it at the moment.
Huh? You mean the academia is short on Matra right now?
Matra son polis,
Well,
¿no?
not exactly. I suppose the main problem is that the case suddenly came up after General Mahamatra Cyno left to go somewhere. It would be a real headache for us to tackle the case ourselves. Given the large scope of the
Pensaba que
issue,
estaba exiliado,
things
se ha
over
exiliado a sí
internally
mismo.
and decided
O
that
sea,
we should
simplemente ha dejado el
find further
trabajo.
assistance from outside the Matra. If you two have some time, would you lend us your strength?
Vale.
All right, since you asked so nicely, we'll help.
¿Qué información tienes sobre el caso?
Yes, large amounts of canned knowledge from unknown origins have been appearing on the market recently. We suspect there's a secret route being used to move the capsules. According to some research, using large amounts of canned knowledge could lead to some serious consequences. And unfortunately, most people have yet to realize that. Rumors also have it that some particularly dangerous canned knowledge has made its way into the market. Regardless of whether the rumors are true or not, this case calls for urgent action. According to our current leads, it's highly likely that there are dealers selling canned knowledge outside the city, even as we speak. If you two could, please help us investigate the area.
A ver, conocemos a una traficante, pero no sé si cuenta,
Go.
Arenas solitarias. Se me hace muy raro ver a Cyno en mi pantalla mientras estamos haciendo la misión de Cyno, ¿vale? Es que normalmente suelo tirar a por personajes después de su misión, ¿vale? Y en este caso se me hace un pelín complicado, ¿vale? Pero no pasa nada, está todo guay, está todo perfecto. Está todo ahí guay, chachi pistachi. O sea, solo tengo que pensar que este es mi Cyno, ¿vale? El otro Cyno es diferente.
Huh? It's Cyno. What are you doing here?
¿Qué hace?
Ah, it's you two. I knew I sensed a familiar presence. I'm currently in the middle of an investigation here. We'll have to chat some other time.
Estamos en la misma investigación.
There's been a recent case of canned knowledge smuggling.
Literal, vale.
It seems that the smugglers are following
Ya
an
estaba en el
elaborate and
trabajo
dangerous
cuando
scheme.
me estaban
I just happened to
buscándolo para el
acquire some
trabajo.
intel which led me here.
Hey, what do you know? We're also here to investigate that.
I see. Well, the situation might be more problematic than you anticipated. I've already questioned several people, but gained very little information. Long story short, I was able to learn of the secret location where the canned knowledge is being sold. You're welcome to accompany me if you're interested.
Vale, a ver, es posible que conozcamos a la vendedora.
That sounds pretty complicated, but having Cyno around will definitely make things easier. All right, let's go round up those bad guys.
Va a ser Dory, ¿verdad? Es que me va a hacer tanta gracia como sea Dory. No, pues no parece. O sea, no. Es por las afueras de la ciudad. Dory vende dentro de la ciudad porque a ella le va mucho el riesgo o algo. Ay, perdón, Z. Ahí está. No quiero iniciar combate. Si puedo evitarlo. No puedo evitarlo. Es que tengo que buscar un balance entre evitar combate y llegar rápido a los sitios, ¿vale? Que es que está a 50 metros. Eso es demasiado, ¿eh? Eso igual me da una hernia o algo llegando para allá, ¿no? ¿Puede? No sé.
Is this all you got? Seems even less than last time.
What difference does it make? If you see something you like, buy it. If not, then keep walking.
They've been cracking down on us lately, so we don't have much on hand. If you see something that catches your eye, then now's your chance. There's no telling when we'll have more.
What does the academia think they're doing? All right, I'll take these here. Let me see what else you have. I don't see any real gems in this batch. It's all pretty ordinary stuff. Whatever, how much do I owe you?
150K. Show us the Mora, and you'll get the goods.
Está barato.
Put the Mora down and your hands up.
Abajo las moras y arriba las manos. Perdón.
When's he ever gonna let up?
Hey, forget the goods! Let's split!
No tiene como muchísima agilidad Cyno porque no los ha noqueado ya. Ah, con toda la tranquilidad del mundo ahí, sin ningún tipo de prisa. Esto es muy incómodo cuando lo tengo puesto en automático,
He's got backup now? Doesn't everyone say Cyno works alone?
Ajá, plot twist.
I don't like the looks of this. Either way, it's gonna be a tough fight. Any ideas?
It's over. It's not like we're making a big cut anyway. I'm not losing my life here.
Huh? Did they really just give up like that?
Son peones, ¿no? Vale.
Just like the others I've caught. They're not deep in the circle, just dealers at the bottom of the chain. All right, I have one question and one question only. Where did you get this canned knowledge?
The pickup location is different every time. The boss tells us where it's gonna be and that's it. We don't get a say in it. He sends someone every 5 days to bring us the goods.
And
Vale, ¿y
when
cuál
is
es el
the
jefe?
next batch coming?
Bueno, eso también vale.
I don't know.
He's telling the truth. Honest. Normally, we should have received a shipment 3 days ago, but we didn't get anything. The stock we have right now is from 8 days ago, which is why there isn't much left.
Cyno no bromeaba cuando decía lo difícil que era obtener información útil. Sí.
I know exactly why they didn't receive their last batch. 3 days ago is exactly when I started my investigation. I suspect who's ever running this whole thing knew that I was coming. So they cut all contact with these dealers. When you were trying to escape, you said something about me working alone. Where did you hear that from?
Are you kidding? We've known your name since day one in this business. The boss warned us to watch out and even gave us info about you.
¿Qué problema es ser ese famoso, no? O sea, tiene problema de influencer.
I guess we never stood a chance.
They already knew all about me and were trying to avoid being detected from the very
Al comprador no lo detenemos. Sí, ¿no?
These small fries are the only ones they leave out in the open. And no matter how many we catch, it won't further our investigation.
Al final, tanto traficante es
If
más
only we
problema
had
de la
another
nación,
lead.
¿eh?
Like a
De la
merchant who
economía de
sells
la
large
nación.
amounts of canned knowledge.
Huh? Oh, you mean someone like
Dory,
nothing?
sí.
Do you have a potential suspect? You'd better bring them to me for judgment.
Me temo que no puedo hacer eso. Es que es colegui.
Ooh, judgment?
That's right. I won't turn a blind eye on any dangerous suspect.
A ver, no es peligroso.
Sounds like we shouldn't ever let Cyno meet Dory.
De hecho, estábamos equivocados.
I see. Anyway, I'll think of a way to deal with these two.
Me acaba de
and
pasar
continue
la mano
gathering
porque es un
information.
detector de mentiras
If you
este
manage to
hombre, ¿eh?
learn anything, you can find me a caravan rebot.
Sí, me acaba de pasar la
As for
mano. Sabe
you,
perfectamente lo que...
I don't ever want to
Estoy
catch you
haciendo.
buying canned knowledge again. If you possess any unused knowledge capsules, then you should submit them to the authorities immediately.
Okay, I got it. Just keep your nose out of my business.
Hey, what's with the attitude, mister?
What, you got a problem with that too? Listen, buying canned knowledge is a deal between two people, the buyer and the seller. We don't need people like you butting in on our business here.
¿Acaso no sabes de dónde
Think
viene
about it.
el conocimiento
If the
este?
academia is hoarding something as convenient and useful like canned knowledge, then they must have been planning only to use it for themselves. Am I right?
Sí, es cierto, lo van a usar para ellos mismos, pero aún así sigue siendo contrabando y mientras el contrabando sea un método de negocio factible, va a seguir produciéndose el conocimiento encapsulado. Sabiendo las consecuencias que tiene crear conocimiento encapsulado, igual sería mejor también controlar a los compradores, que son los que están creando una demanda por ese contrabando de un, en este caso, producto peligroso, ¿vale? Se puede aplicar a muchas cosas, ¿vale? Pero ya depende de vosotros, supongo. Eso es cierto, supongo que tienen sus motivos.
The academia has clearly published the potential dangers of canned knowledge. I don't like having to repeat things. And besides, I'm sure you wouldn't listen anyway. I just hope you understand that your actions are what fuels the smuggling of canned knowledge.
Ahí está, gracias.
If I ever catch you again, I will personally see to it that you are punished. All right, traveler. I need to go now.
Dice que es muy serio y tal, y que su convicción es la máxima, pero aún así nos pasa la mano porque sabe que es necesario que a veces pases por alto ciertas cosas.
You think you can scare me?
Traveler, why don't we go talk to Dory? She's got loads of connections and might be able to tell us something about all this. If Paimon remembers correctly, she's usually at the palace of Alcazar's array. Let's go!
Venga. No sé dónde es eso, pero bueno, el mapa me lo dice. Palacio Alcázar del Rey, vale, ok. La veo desde aquí, madre mía, ¿no? Con lo pequeña que es, destaca un puto huevo. Es que no pega nada con ninguna de las estéticas de Sumeru, perdón, madre, venga. Ay. Qué manía con la cafetería. Parará dentro de poco, ¿vale? Que se va a reiniciar el servidor ya. Es que ya he hecho las diarias, pero no en mi mundo, ¿vale? Venga. Me cuesta a Dory lo ocurrido con Cyno.
I see. So that's the latest scoop. Good thing you didn't rat me out. Otherwise, who knows where I'd have to be hiding to avoid attention.
¿Sabes quién está detrás del contrabando del conocimiento encapsulado? A ver, ella misma es contrabandista de conocimiento encapsulado. O sea, también cuenta como distribuidora ella. En cualquier caso, esto le bajo del negocio, ¿no?
No idea. Sorry. I've already cashed out of the canned knowledge business.
Huh?
You mean you stopped selling it? That's right. With so much canned knowledge flooding the market, it was becoming impossible to fetch decent prices anymore.
Ah, bueno, perfecto.
Besides, it seems that group of smugglers has practically taken over the market. It's a little rule of mine to never fight for a share of someone else's market. If I'm gonna make Mora, it's gonna be the lion's share. Plus,
Es una buena
with
estrategia de
regulations
marketing.
getting as tight as they are now, I figured I might as well just hang it up. Sounds like we came all this way for nothing.
No, está bien.
Well, not completely. Granted, I don't know who's behind all the smuggling activity, but since you didn't sell me out, I'll let you in on what I do know. After all, those smugglers have really crossed the line, butting their way into the market like that. I hope their luck runs out soon so that I can take over. I mean, so that the industry can become more fairly regulated. Hey, you just want to make more business for yourself.
Wow, gracias, Paimon. No lo habríamos sabido si no lo llegas a decir. ¿De verdad se gana tanto vendiendo conocimiento encapsulado?
Don't underestimate its value. Think about it. You can gain all sorts of knowledge while bypassing the troublesome process of studying. Naturally, that makes it a product worth a high price. Of course, not everyone needs that kind of knowledge, but in a market as big as Sumeru, there is plenty of demand. Plus, the cost of production is relatively low, so even if dealers have to cover transportation costs, there's still an enormous profit to be made.
No, mientras no sea conocimiento divino, supongo que no hay tanto problema.
Being able able to gain complex knowledge and become a scholar with the snap of your fingers does sound like a dream, doesn't it? But everything in the world comes at a price, right?
¿Está hablando de efectos
Knowledge is a
secundarios
complicated
o...?
process. It requires learning, thinking, and practice. Even when it comes to my own business, I have to go through a lot of preparation before I put anything out for sale. But with canned knowledge, one may simply skip all the hassle and get whatever they need to know immediately. That inherently leads to at least two potential problems.
A ver, cuenta.
First, you'll accept the knowledge as factual without a second thought, and you'll find it very hard to forget. This means that if the knowledge is flawed, then it'll be very difficult to correct. And second, excess use of knowledge capsules over an extended time diminishes your ability to think. You'll end up becoming like a library that can only store knowledge.
Sí, vale. La diferencia entre memorizar y aprender, ¿no?
You
Okay.
used canned knowledge before. Did you feel any negative effects?
A ver, ha dicho efecto prolongado. Paimon, por favor, escucha lo que te dicen.
Of course, using it sparingly is not an issue, which is exactly why I used to sell it. It's just like how medicine can be used to cure diseases, but can also do harm when overused. It all comes down to balancing the right amount.
Ya sabéis, la
Anyway,
droga.
back to the
Os están
point.
explicando cómo funcionan las
There will be
drogas, ¿vale?
consequences if the sale of canned knowledge by those smugglers is left unchecked. And what's worse, you're playing right into their hands by focusing only on the canned knowledge that's made its way into the market. As far as I know, their real purpose is to distribute information about the Court of Desolation. That's where the real business opportunity is.
The Court of Desolation? What's that?
Rumor has it that it's a site of ruins from the age of the Scarlet King. It's said that with the treasures inside, one can see beyond life and death. But any research of the ruins is strictly banned by the academia. Word on the street is that there'll be an auction taking place in the desert. They're
A ver, esto
auctioning
supuestamente
rare
fue lo que pasó
canned
en la...
knowledge, some of which is related to the Court of
En la misión
Desolation.
anterior, en la misión de Arconte.
Once I heard about the auction, I began to suspect that all the canned knowledge popping up on the market is just a diversion. I'd wager that their real target is the Court of Desolation.
¿Por qué difunden esa información mediante cápsulas de conocimiento?
Because studying those ruins is not just a simple matter. It requires knowledge spanning several fields. So, if they're aiming to quickly assemble a research team, canned knowledge would be the best solution.
El vendedor de esto es Salgeith, en verdad. Es lo único que se me ocurre. Que después de volver de las ruinas se puso a mirarlas más meticulosamente o algo. Es que es lo único que se me ocurre. Es un erudito, muy listo y claramente no tiene problema con el contrabando, así que es que no sé.
As for the auction, chances are they're trying to attract and scout out anyone with interest or expertise on the subject. On the other hand, no one can say for sure that they will ever succeed in finding the Court of Desolation. So, they might as well just make a fortune while they're at it.
A ver, la
by
Corte de
having
Desolación igual es
related
otra
canned knowledge
ruina
at the
diferente.
auction.
Sounds to Paimon like we better head to the desert and see the auction. Who knows, we might find some leads there.
That's right. And now that I've shared all
Es una
that
especulación
valuable
ahí un
info
poco...
with you, it's time to introduce our limited edition desert travel kit. It comes complete with a map straight to the auction location.
Ah, lo sabía. No, la verdad es que yo no me lo esperaba. O sea, me imaginaba que me iban a querer vender algo, pero no el mapa a la
As I
esa.
said, I also have to make preparations before I sell things, right?
Pensaba que me iba a vender la
Now,
información
consider
directamente.
How much I should sell this for? I've got it. 500,000 mora per kit. That's quite the bargain. We'll even offer a 50% discount for little Paimon's travel kit. Only 250,000 mora.
What? That's super expensive!
Ah, está bien.
No need to worry, little one. Cyno's the one heading this investigation, isn't he? I'll be sure to bill all the expenses to him. All you'll need to do is tell him to go to the Merchants Guild and pay the bill once the mission is completed. Just, be sure to not send him directly
mandamos pa'
here,
acá.
though, okay?
Lo mandamos para
That
acá.
would leave me completely in the open. I'm sure the former General Mahamatra of the
Former,
Academia
bueno.
would never
Sí que
leave
está
anything
exiliado.
unpaid. Oh, the Mora. I can see it already. Loads of shiny
Dios, qué
Mora
cringe, por
coming
favor,
Dory's way.
Peor que cuando canta.
We'd better get going. If Dory keeps at it, we'll be out of Mora.
Venga. A ver, no lo hemos pagado nosotros, ¿qué más da, no? O sea, es un... No, lo está pagando... Dios, qué manía, te lo prometo. Es horrible. Vale. Puta misión diaria. Es que cada vez que pasa una hora determinada, o sea, cada vez que el reloj del juego interno de la hora y tal pasa una hora determinada, automáticamente se me pone la misión y me dice que vaya a hacerla. Es muy coñazo. Vale, venga, ahora sí no.
Cyno! We got news for you. What the smugglers are really after is a chance to research the Court of Desolation. They are hosting an auction in the desert to sell canned knowledge about those ruins.
No sé si la corte de desolación es a la que fuimos durante la misión, ¿eh? Pero Cyno se quedó muy pensando...
But is it reliable?
Se me olvidó lo que estaba diciendo,
perdón.
Tesoros. No, igual no es la misma.
Partially. It was a secret place built by a dark sect from the age of the Scarlet King. The ruins do contain treasures, but the place is also rife with
Vale, no es a la que fuimos. Es que Cyno se quedó mirando la tumba de un sacerdote de una de estas cosas. Una de estas ruinas.
They are not some ordinary ruins, so the academia has strictly prohibited any related research. However, if they are using the canned knowledge as a way to move information and recruit researchers, then I suppose your conclusion does hold some validity. Regardless, we need to go into the desert.
Sabiendo esto, no creo que sea la Heizem el que lo ha difundido, ¿no? El que ha sacado ese conocimiento y tal. Porque puedo entender que quisiera aprovechar oye, está investigando esta cosa, pues lo vendo porque tampoco es para tanto. Pero si estamos hablando de un lugar bastante peligroso, lo veo más complicado. La otra parte la vería bien porque al fin y al cabo estás difundiendo la verdad sobre la historia de Ruka de Bata y el Rey Escarlata, ¿vale? Al mismo tiempo. Así que podría entender que hubiese sido a él, pero en este caso no es simplemente unas ruinas con tesoros y mierda. No creo que fuese él para nada. Hay mucha gente intentando investigar la corte.
Less in recent years, but there are always those who attempt to do so, both inside and outside the academia. After all, legends claim that whoever obtains the treasures inside can see beyond life and death, or even resurrect the dead. Death is often the greatest grievance for many people. Though they're fully aware that the chance of these rumors being true are slim, they hold tight to such fantasies.
A ver, nosotros ya hemos estado en el punto entre la vida y la muerte en la misión de Jutao, por ejemplo.
Regardless of it being a restricted subject. On top of that, it's hard to track the source of information contained in canned knowledge. Do you know where the auction is taking place?
Sí, lo sabemos.
We'll go investigate. But before that, we'll have to get rid of these people tailing us.
Vale, no vamos a contar lo de la factura. Eso mejor después, ¿no?
Huh? People tailing us?
¡Eremitas!
That's right. Let's begin to leave town and see what happens. I'm sure they'll reveal themselves as soon as we make a move. Don't worry. I'll make short work of them.
That's Cyno for ya. But we can lend a hand too, you know.
Vale. ¿Cómo de lejos está? Que no me lo... 150, vale. A ver, 150 está ahí como en mi límite de si voy andando o no, pero bueno, tengo el poder de la edición como siempre. Vale. ¿Habéis visto? El poder de la edición es magnífico. 150 metros se convierten en 50. Es el cheat engine esto, básicamente.
Heading to the desert, are we? I would think twice if I were you.
Oh. ¿Por qué?
Who are you?
No sabéis quiénes somos. No nos
That
conocéis.
doesn't matter. All you need to know is that someone wishes to inform you that it's not too late to turn back.
Eso es un mandado este, ¿no?
You must be Cyno. I've heard a lot about you. You've got quite a reputation. But this time you're in over your head. Unless you turn around right now, I'm afraid that even you won't return unscathed.
La gente tiene mucha confianza en sí mismo, ¿eh?
Why bother sticking your noses in trouble that doesn't even concern you?
La proliferación del conocimiento encapsulado se ha vuelto un problema. Estamos aquí para ayudar a Cyno.
That's right. We won't just sit back and do nothing.
Ha! Have you really thought it through? You're not just doing this for recognition, are you, Cyno? My employer said that he's willing to compromise as long as you just walk away. He could, for example, reduce the amount of canned knowledge on the market. I'm sure that would help your investigation appear to be
si está haciendo este tipo de promesas es porque está muy cagado encima, ¿eh?
He's willing to give you a cut of the profit. So you see, you get both Mora and a boost to your reputation. I can't think of a reason why you would pass that up.
No va a funcionar eso.
Well, I can't think of a reason why I'd accept. I've heard enough. Get out of my way.
Sorry, no can do. We're getting paid to ensure you disappear. Since you won't turn back willingly, then we're gonna have to make you go back.
Me van a dejar probar al de pruebas porque tengo un Cyno nivel 50. Vale, sí, es nivel 90. ¿Qué tiene puesto? Set de definitiva. Vale, tiene sentido. Bueno, la última esto es porque tendrá constelación 3, ¿verdad? Sí, tiene constelación 3. Vale. Y Karma tiene la suya, obviamente. Qué puto asco das. Perdón. 100% de probabilidad. Vale, pues ok. Venga. Qué puto asco da. Perdón, es que las armas de personajes de estas últimas versiones son un poco... Son un poco, ¿vale? Son un poco... Un poco de eso. No quiero tirar la ulti de Cyno hasta que no... Hasta que no pueda tirar el bulbo del... Este. Porque es que cuando cambio de personaje me quita la ulti de Cyno, así que no me interesa para nada. Oh, qué pena. Oh.
This doesn't change anything. You're in over your head, Cyno. There will be others coming for you. You'll regret it.
A ver, lo que le iban a pagar que lo paguen en eremita y ya, ¿no? Pero vamos, que muchos mierders no hacen cuenta por uno muy fuerte, ¿eh? O sea, si son muchos, pues supongo que bucaque y tal, lo que tú quieras, pero poco más. No vamos a seguirlo, para que ya tenemos el mapa, ¿no?
Even if we apprehend them, there'll be little information to gain. Besides, it might also be a trap.
Pero que no podemos perder tiempo, tenemos que ir a la subasta.
Just being associated with me will inevitably cause you to become targets as well.
Ah, bueno.
You should be careful from now on. Sleep with one eye open.
Como tú.
Wait, hold on. There's no way anyone could sleep without closing their eyes.
Creo que no lo decía de forma literal.
Right?
You'd be surprised. Anyway, just be careful. Mercenaries are never quick to forget. In their line of work, even a single failure is bad for reputation. They may even stay hidden in some dark corner for a very long time, waiting for the right moment to ambush you. They'll do anything to keep their prestige intact.
¿Te has encontrado antes en esta situación? Parece que sí. Tienes ya un hombre con experiencia.
Yes. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Fue ayer.
I was carrying out a mission with one of my superiors.
No.
I didn't have much experience at the time, and I let my guard down after we had closed the case. We ended up being attacked by the remainder of the mercenaries. My superior was injured while protecting me, and we struggled to gain control of the situation. I've become more vigilant ever since, staying alert even while I sleep.
Whoa, who could have seen that coming? Was he okay?
Spoiler, dormir con los ojos abiertos es una mierda, ¿vale? Porque es posible, ¿eh? Es posible dormir con los ojos abiertos. Lo que pasa es que tus ojos se resecan, ¿vale? Normalmente tus ojos, lo que son tus ojos, no están en contacto con el aire de forma normal, ¿no? Y entonces no se seca el líquido acuoso, que ahora mismo no me acuerdo cómo se llama, bueno, tiene un nombre, ¿no? El líquido este que tiene los ojos, ¿vale? La cosa es que cuando se te resecan los ojos no puedes moverlos. Ni puedes enfocar bien, ni puedes hacer una puta mierda, ¿vale? Así que es súper peligroso, súper malo para la vista. No lo intentéis, ¿vale? Es mala idea. Hay gente que solo... O sea, que tiene problemas en los párpados y se les empieza a abrir los ojos y entonces tienen problemas de visión y tal, ¿vale? Pero eso que no lo hacen porque quieran, ¿vale? Porque no hay otra forma de vivir.
He survived with a fractured wrist. It took 2 months for him to recover. But luckily, there weren't any further complications. Last year, he transferred to an administrative role for personal reasons, and no longer participates in live missions. His name is Taj Radkani, a very well-respected
Una
Matra.
cuchillada le fracturó la
You'll have the
muñeca.
chance to meet him someday. Anyway,
Nos ha dicho el
our
nombre, lo cual es
mission will
raro,
be
¿eh?
dangerous.
Igual es
I'm already used to
el de
such
antes,
grueling
puede ser el de
conditions,
antes.
but I
O sea,
don't
que
want
nos ha
to
mandado la
see you
misión.
two get hurt.
Don't worry, Paimon will stay alert. We'll see danger coming a mile away.
Nosotros también hemos pasado por lo nuestro, nos esforzaremos juntos.
Good. Don't worry. It won't be long till we're at the bottom of this. And once this is all over, I'll sweep away any other hidden dangers.
Qué curioso. Por aquí es por donde se va la subasta. O sea, rollo, la gente está usando esto de verdad para ir a la subasta, creo, ¿no? Por cómo nos lo han señalado. ¿Veis? Esto sí es diver. Esto no lo corto con el poder de la edición. Esto es divertido. Sería más divertido encontrarme con algún escarabajo por el camino, ¿sabes? Muy útil y eso. Me falta bastante, por cierto, para poder subirlo. Oh,
So hot. If only there was some shape for us to cool off under.
quizá deberíamos tomarnos un descanso.
We still have a long way to go, so you'll need to hang in there for a while longer. This is not a good place to rest anyway.
A ver, tenemos un planeador, nos tiramos y ya, ¿no?
Okay. But don't you feel hot too, Cyno?
Of course, but I'm accustomed to these conditions.
Care to share any tips?
Ir medio desnudo,
Paimon's
no
about
sé.
to melt away.
No estoy seguro de cómo
Just
funciona.
try to stay focused. Use your willpower to support your mind. The moment you start to give in is when you'll feel more tired. Take one step after another. Don't let your mind perceive your body's limitations. We must get somewhere safe before we can relax.
Okay, if you say so. But where would be a more safe place to rest? Paimon thinks this is a perfectly safe place to stop. Just look around, it's just sand and desert. There aren't any monsters for miles around.
Ajá, vale.
Where did these scorpions come from?
De la arena, en
Watch
la arena hay
out.
bichos.
Something's not right about them.
What? Son... Uy, Dios.
Surrender.
Pero todos los monstruos de la arena emboscada. Ah, estos los han plantado también los de la subasta. Han dejado a uno para que lo podamos ver, ¿no? Sí.
Well, Paimon really didn't expect to see those here.
Those weren't just normal scorpions. See? There are marked numbers
Están
on their
entrenados, ¿no?
pincers. They were raised by someone.
¿Te refieres a que la
Someone
subasta?
doesn't want us to show up at the auction. These scorpions were sent to keep us away. We are surrounded by desert as far as the eye can see. If we were killed out here, nobody would ever know.
This place is super dangerous. Good thing we didn't let our guard down.
¿No significa eso que no saben si han cumplido la misión los escorpiones? Os pregunto, o sea, si nadie sabría que estamos aquí, nadie nos está observando y tal, no sé si lo dice solo de que rollo, nos enterrarán en la arena y poco más, pero ¿hay alguien vigilando que los escorpiones cumplen con su cometido?
Something's not right. There are no roads in the desert, so how could they know where we are? Stay still.
Oh,
Here's the answer. It must have planted this on you. A miniature tracking device made by the Ksharwar. They can use this to discern your approximate location. But this device wasn't licensed for mass production. Where did they get it? Could someone from the Ksharwar also be involved?
Ah, bueno, pues tenemos la solución. Dejamos el dispositivo aquí y se piensan que nos han matado los escorpiones.
They probably planted it on the Traveler during our fight with the mercenaries earlier. It was a frantic fight. It's only natural you didn't notice the device.
Well, good thing you were able to find it, Cyno. Now let's get rid of it.
No. Hold on to it for now. It might still be useful for us. Let's keep heading to the auction. It would be dangerous to linger here any longer.
¿No te gusta la idea de que lo dejemos aquí y que piensen que nos han matado a los escorpiones? Esa idea no te mola. Bueno, ok. O sea, a mí me parece una buena idea, pero pues, si no te parece bien, pues ya no te parece bien tampoco. Falta... Muchos. A ver, me imagino que los crían a todos juntitos, ¿no? Continúa el camino, venga. Esto es la subasta. Un poco fea la subasta, ¿no? Todo vacío. No hay nadie.
Yeah, not a single soul. Maybe they're on break right now or something.
We didn't waste any time getting here after we defeated those mercenaries. They shouldn't have been able to give any warning of our arrival. But even so, they still knew we were coming. Someone here must have been watching the tracker and warned everyone to clear out.
Aw, what should we do now?
We searched the area. They couldn't have moved all the knowledge capsules so quickly. There might still be something left for us to find.
Alright, let's take a good look around the area.
A ver, se habrán llevado la buena, no la útil, la de las ruinas, no sé qué. Ninguna relación con la corte de desolación. Se han dejado los animales de carga, eso es raro. No sé si es que se dirían demasiado lentos ir con ellos.
No, nothing in particular.
Cápsulas no común y corriente.
Many knowledge capsules containing info about the Court of Desolation, so they carried those off. But don't worry, I have another idea. You two start heading back the way we came. I will remain hidden here.
Vale, para que se piense que nos hemos ido,
after
¿no?
some time has passed. I'm sure something will come up by then.
Por eso quería que siguiera llevando el localizador. Vale, guay, pero ¿por qué no hemos dejado el localizador en su sitio? O sea, deja de funcionar si no lo llevo.
They won't just leave them here. Once they think we've left the premises, they'll be back to pick up their belongings. We just need to make sure the tracker goes far enough from here to make them assume that it's safe to come back.
Oh, Paimon gets it. We'll lure them out because they'll think we've left. Okay, we'll start heading away and leave this place to you.
Venga, va. No le ha gustado mi idea, pero se saca esto de la manga como si fuese mejor.
If they dare to return, I'll make sure they stay.
Vale. Hay que ver, cada frase que dice la dice como una amenaza fantástica, ¿no? Vale.
There's no time to lose. Leave as soon as you're ready.
Esa frase me es rara. Voy a cambiar a Diona. Voy a cambiar a Diona, que dije hace tiempo que la iba a cambiar y no lo he hecho. Didiona, Kokomi.
Take heart.
Uf, qué lejos. Voy a ir desde aquí. Es que está muy lejos, vale. A ver, si me vengo hasta aquí deberían dejarme, ¿no? Rollo... Estoy mucho más lejos que lo que me han dicho que me quede de lejos, así que debería automáticamente tiquerearse lo siguiente de la misión. Es porque me he ido demasiado rápido. Igual sospechan. Claro, cuidado. Venga.
Ugh, so tired. We've probably gone far enough now, right?
Yeah.
Yay. Let's rest for a little while before we go back to find Cyno.
Estamos básicamente en la... En la ciudad ahora mismo.
It's probably about time for us to head back to the auction. Let's go. Maybe Cyno's finally found some leads.
Venga. No estoy seguro de si debería hacer otro TP ahora. Yo TP aquí y me tiro. TP aquí y me tiro, venga, TP aquí y me tiro. Ahí está. Es que desde aquí es en línea recta, ¿sabes? Es un momentito. ¡Ay, con el café! Pronto, 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 pronto se acaba. Creo que voy a, por cierto, a acabar el vídeo antes de que se acabe lo del café, pero bueno. Ahí está. No veo que haya nadie. Ah, hay otra persona, hay otra persona.
Oh, looks like Cyno caught someone.
Hola.
So you're the bad guy behind all this, aren't ya? All right, tell Paimon everything you know.
¿Sabe algo de del
I
contrabando?
didn't act immediately when he showed up. Rather, I laid low and observed for a while instead. He is not the primary instigator, but he is most likely one of the more important dealers here. Am I right?
Yes, impressive. You certainly live up to your reputation, Cyno. If I had any idea you were still around, I wouldn't have gotten so greedy.
Huh? Greedy? What do you mean by that?
Ah, por lo que se ha dejado.
Once everyone knew you were coming, all the canned knowledge dealers abandoned their goods and fled at once. Obviously, there wasn't time to pack up everything. Since all the goods were just left here unsupervised, I thought I'd use the opportunity to come back and take what I could. You know, free merchandise is good business, but... I suppose there's no use explaining it now.
You must know who's manufacturing and selling the canned knowledge, correct? Will you tell us willingly? Or do I need to make you talk?
No, I'll talk. But before that, perhaps we can take the conversation elsewhere? If we stay here, chances are that someone will see me with you. That would put both me and my family in danger.
All right. Where do you suggest we go?
¿A la city?
How
¿Vamos a la
about
city?
my home in Aru Village? It should be safe there.
Ah, lol.
Fine. Let's head out. You can throw away the tracker now, traveler.
Vale. A ver, debería guardarlo en algún sitio, rollo. Dejarlo en un sitio que conozca por si tengo que volver a por él.
Better not try to trick us.
Come on now. Do you really think I'd try to pull anything under Cyno's watch? Seriously, what can I even do?
No, TP. Es que no quería cortarlos en medio de la conversación, ¿vale? Pero no parece que vayan a decir muchas más cosas. Esta es la casa que me pensaba que era del abuelo. Oli.
Dad, you're back. Oh, we have guests? Hi there.
No se ha puesto muy contenta que
This
tengamos
is my
invitados.
daughter, Seeming. She can be a little shy of strangers.
Ah, bueno, vale. Pensaba que era por dinero, por
Why don't
ejemplo.
you run along now, dear? Dad needs to talk with our guests.
Rollo capaz que está pensando, oh no, tendremos que darles de comer o algo.
Everyone knows Cyno in our business, but let me ask, who are you two?
¿Está Lily Paimon?
Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler.
De
To be
Traveler.
honest, I really didn't expect to see Cyno, the lone operator, working with any partners.
No estamos aquí de
When I saw
colegueo,
the tracker start moving away, I assumed you had decided to just go back empty-handed. But even though you caught me, I'd still urge you to stop while you still can. You should abandon this investigation.
Why is that?
Everything, from the manufacturing of canned knowledge to the sales and even splitting the profits. every step of the process involves dozens, if not hundreds of people. Massive profits have brought everyone together in this business. Everyone will try their best to defend this industry that we've worked to build. It will be a long and difficult fight, even for you, Cyno.
Pues que regulen el mercado, pero tienen que hacer cosas antes.
No one will thank you. If anything, you yourself might even feel remorse. Why are you so bent on putting us out of business?
Everyone has their own reasons for what they do. I don't have to explain mine.
Here's some tea, Dad. And for the guests, too.
Right. I forgot to offer tea to our guests. Thank you.
Ha puesto 4.
And, I should tell you that our tea tastes kind of bitter, but I put some sugar in to make it a little tastier.
Oh.
That's my girl. Do we still have any sugar left? If not, I'll buy some more next time.
Yes, we do. Okay. I'm gonna go have a rest now.
Me imagino que si ya de normal se pone nerviosa con Cyno mirándola así.
That sure doesn't seem to be the case for you.
Actually, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. I was hoping to ask you for a favor.
¿Qué dinero?
My daughter was born with a chronic disease, so she has a relatively weak heart and lungs. Even slightly strenuous exercise can cause her to faint and prove to be a life-threatening
No parece que
risk.
eso sea Eleazar, ¿eh?
That's why she never really had
Pero bueno,
any
es que
friends to play with,
como lo recurrente
and
aquí.
why she locks herself up in her room most of the time. She has to take lots of medicine, and it doesn't come cheap. As for me, I was just an average merchant. I would wake up early and travel all around to make a profit. But the Mora was still nowhere near enough. I could only watch my daughter's health deteriorate day by day. Until one day, someone reached out and showed me a way to really make a profit.
Selling canned knowledge.
That's right. With all the Mora I made, I could finally afford medical treatment for my daughter. Nothing made me happier than seeing her get better. There are many others like me. Smuggling canned knowledge
Estoy intentando
might seem like
convencerme
an
de que
unforgivable
necesita
crime to you,
trabajar así
but to
para
us,
esto.
it's a means of survival.
Ese es el
I
favor que va
wanted
a
to tell
pedir.
you all this so that maybe you could understand and change your mind. Please, stay out of this, Cyno. Give us a way to survive.
Oh no. That means that if we prevent the sale of canned knowledge, his daughter will...
A ver, la vida en el gueto es dura, ¿vale? Esto es el gueto. El desierto, digo, en general.
I can find someone to help treat your child, but I cannot turn a blind eye to the smuggling. These are two completely different issues.
I somehow knew you would say that. But having your word to help my daughter is enough for me. Since you insist on continuing the investigation, you should have a look around the back of my home. You'll find some goods I received just recently. I think everything will become clear to you once you see them.
Whoa. Look at all of
La
these.
morada. Hay moradas, hay moradillas.
Yes, all neatly packed away and organized in boxes. To think that this is only one dealer's worth.
Y pensar que esto estaba a 100 metros de la ciudad.
Support such a large quantity of goods. Could the academia have a hand in this? But such a volume of goods wouldn't be able to slip through inspection.
Huh? Look! These seem different from the other knowledge capsules we've seen. Maybe they contain knowledge about the Court of Desolation.
Yes, that would make sense. Wait, what's this?
Nunca había visto ese tipo de marca, ¿sabes qué es? ¿Habla del tapiz este?
Yes, it's a Matra seal, indicating that the goods have passed Matra inspection. I started to suspect that someone in the academia might be involved when I found the tracker earlier. But how they could ship so much canned knowledge out of the academia was still a mystery. The pieces have now all fallen into place. With this Matra seal, goods can leave the academia without undergoing a second inspection. No wonder they don't want me to investigate. It turns out that a Matra is behind this. Even I find it hard to believe.
No, puede ser el que nos han dicho, bueno, el que él nos ha dicho el nombre. O sea, además se lesionó y no podía trabajar tampoco, así que podría ser, supongo. Puede ser un malentendido.
Could I ask you for a favor, traveler? Since all this canned knowledge came from the academia, then it's highly likely that the knowledge regarding the Court of Desolation originated from research files stored within the academia. If we can enter the repository, we can find out who accessed these files. But, considering my current status, if I suddenly show up at the academia now, it will only draw unnecessary attention. You'll need to be the one who checks the records. I'll write a letter to Nabil, and he'll take you there.
Vale.
Sure thing. Leave it to us.
Es un problema esto, porque es que no se puede fiar de nadie, y Nabil también es un Matra.
Although our leads are all currently pointing to someone within the academia, it's obvious that they also have power outside of it. We can get more information on other dealers from Bahari. I'll stay here and make some preparations. You can come find me anytime if you uncover more info.
Venga. Una carta de presentación. Se han quedado hablando. Debería...
If you start sniffing around the academia, it won't be long before people catch on to you. And once word gets out, they'll soon be after my daughter and I.
Don't worry. I'll find them before things escalate that far. But if you still feel uneasy, then why don't you tell me about anyone else you know who was involved? The more information I have, the safer you will be.
All right.
Es persuasivo el hombre este. Vale. Voy desde aquí. Creo que estaba justo delante. Ese rollo. Sí, es justo delante. Esta es la academia. No voy a levantar sospechas así, seguramente, ¿no?
Hello, we meet again. How's the investigation going?
Pues mira, resulta que... Bueno, claro, si es el mismo que nos conoció al principio.
So you were able to find Cyno after all. I hope he's doing all right.
Si es el mismo que nos conoció al principio, o sea, él es el que nos ha mandado a investigar esto, así que no creo que sea el que está detrás de esto. Le interesa que no nos investigue, o por lo menos que no lo investigue Cyno.
I read the letter and must admit that I hadn't expected things to be so serious. Sorry. Had I known it would be so dangerous, I never would have gotten you two involved.
Nah, está bien.
It's all right. We wanted to help Cyno too.
I can tell that he really trusts you. The research files stored away in the restricted repository are far from ordinary. Everything there is essentially about dangerous research that's forbidden by the academia. Even I don't usually have authorization to enter. But with this letter from Cyno, it shouldn't be a problem.
Investigaciones prohibidas.
That's right. Granted, the academia is very supportive when it comes to research. They encourage scholars to conduct all kinds of studies. However, some forms of research have proven to be so dangerous that the Matra have to step in and put a stop to them. Normally,
Como
after some particular
el perro de
research becomes
Tinari.
prohibited, majority of the related files will be destroyed. But some information may be retained as a record to warn later researchers. Such information is kept in the restricted repository, which is heavily guarded. Follow me, I'll show you. Hopefully, we'll find the answers that Cyno is looking for.
The restricted repository. Sounds kinda dangerous. We'd better keep an eye out.
Venga. ¿Por qué? ¿Qué pasa? Se ha bugueado. Me he quedado sin internet. Creo que me he quedado sin internet. LOL. LOL. Me he quedado sin internet.
Hello, we meet again. How's the investigation?
Vamos a pasar esto, ¿vale? Vale, ahora. Sí, ahora sí. Sí. Dios mío, perdón, es que no sé qué cojones ha pasado. Ha sido un poco random. Vale, aquí está. Uy, 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 uy. He leído bacha por un momento.
Okay, I understand. Since Cyno is vouching for you, I suppose we can trust you. You may browse the information regarding the Court of Desolation. Ask me if you have any questions. But I'd suggest avoiding any other research files. Sometimes the less you know, the better.
Sí, bueno. El conocimiento prohibido y toda la pesca, ¿no? Utaiba.
So this is the restricted repository. I never thought I'd see the inside of it. This is a first for both you and me.
Utaiba, tú también conoces a Cyno.
There are many who do not openly converse with others within the academia. But even so, there are very few who I feel could be trusted with a real secret. Cyno happens to be one of them. Even though he's no longer in the academia, I still trust him. And that goes for anyone he trusts as well. The files are over there. Just make it quick.
Nos va a hacer buscarlos a nosotros, no lo da él. Vale. A pesar de las prohibiciones reiteradas, ha seguido habiendo investigaciones sobre la Corte de la Desolación durante la última década. Según el historial de las pasadas investigaciones sobre estas ruinas, cada una de ellas pasa por 3 etapas: descubrimiento, exploración y fanatismo. El riesgo es mínimo cuando la investigación se detiene en la etapa de descubrimiento. En esta etapa se suele averiguar que puede haber tesoros relacionados con la vida y la muerte enterrados en la Corte de Desolación. Aquí también es donde se suele empezar con el rumor de hacer revivir a los muertos. La siguiente etapa es la exploración. Nunca se ha encontrado la ubicación exacta de la Corte de la Desolación, ya que toda la información existente al respecto es extremadamente vaga. La mayoría de los investigadores agotan sus recursos materiales y humanos en el desierto. Solo para encontrar unas pocas placas de piedra con la inscripción para acceder a la Corte de la Desolación hay que pagar con la vida. Como resultado han surgido interpretaciones distintas de esta frase. Una considera que pagar con la vida es la llave para entrar en la Corte de Desolación, mientras que la otra opina que no es un requisito para que la Corte aparezca, dado que no se ha encontrado hasta ahora. La segunda interpretación se ha hecho más prevalente. Esto causó que en un corto periodo de tiempo muchos investigadores se obsesionaran hasta el punto de ofrecer sacrificios para hacer aparecer la Corte de la Desolación. Dada la creciente peligrosidad de las investigaciones, todas fueron prohibidas, pero incluso después de ser prohibidas, muchos eruditos de la academia continuaron sus investigaciones en secreto. No fue hasta que se arrestó a 7 eruditos, incluyendo a Murtada Dratkani, que las investigaciones relacionadas con ella se estancaron de nuevo.
Whoa, there's a lot to read here. Have you found anything yet?
El nombre de este investigador me resulta familiar. No sé si es el del perro de Hack, o sea, del perro de Tinari de verdad.
It reminds Paimon of Cyno's former partner.
Ah, pues no tiene nada que ver. Soy muy malo para los nombres, según parece.
His former partner. That would be Taj Radkani. But you're not far off. Murtada Radkani was Taj's only son.
Oh.
What? Taj's son went to prison for researching the Court of Desolation?
Why do you sound so surprised? You're a Matra, aren't you?
It's just that they arrested him in secret, so it was never publicly known. All I knew was that Taj's son was taken to prison. It's not just me. I bet even Cyno didn't know about it.
¿Hay alguna forma de que nos reunamos con Murata?
No.
Murtada, perdón.
Unfortunately, there isn't. He took his own life not long after he went to prison.
Oh.
You've heard about Taj, right? I know Nabil has. Every Matra knows him. I would say he's probably pushing 50 this year, which makes him one of the most experienced Matra.
50 es bastante joven, la verdad, en comparación con este, por ejemplo.
His reputation goes back a long way now. He used to be Cyno's only partner. Taj is also skilled with the polearm, so the two of them used to practice together when they weren't out on a mission.
Ah, right. I heard Cyno mention that before. But one day, Taj suddenly decided to retire from active duty and transfer to an administrative position. I wonder if it
Quizá
had
Taj se
anything to
quiere
do with the Mortada
vengar.
incident.
Taj was already very well known by the time Mortada was born. So when Mortada came to study at the Academia, everyone had high expectations of him. He had to face a lot of pressure. Then he had an unpleasant dispute with his father, but they were eventually able to work things out. Not long after they had reconciled, Mortada was caught studying the Court of Desolation, which is in violation of Academia rules. Taj arrested his son and put him behind bars.
Entonces no, vale.
He begged for leniency, but Taj wouldn't agree. Shortly after, Mortada slit his own throat with the pieces of a broken bowl. By the time Taj arrived at the scene, it was already too late. He never had a last chance
Qué
to see his
explícito
son.
lo de cortarse el cuello.
Since then, Taj has been periodically coming to the repository. He'll hold the files from his son's research with a remorseful look on his face. I guess that's why he chose to move to administrative work.
I had no idea that happened. That must be really hard for Taj. I've never heard him mention that to anyone.
¿Cómo vas a mencionar eso?
That's awful. Paimon feels terrible now. Are you okay, Traveler?
Dice que Tag suele venir a la sala de los
Wait,
archivos.
don't tell me you're starting to suspect Taj now.
Lo sospechaba desde el principio.
Impossible. Taj would never do that. I mean, yes, he does have a big reputation and has access to such research, but this is Taj we're talking about. He would never do anything against
Never meet your
regulations.
heroes.
Never.
But if you claim that the canned knowledge was originating from the Academia, then Taj is indeed a suspect. Because he was the only one who could have recently gone through research files about the Court of Desolation. There are so many files about those ruins that it would be difficult to restart any research, since the 7 original researchers were put behind bars. It's hard enough just trying to make sense of these files. However, if the files were made into canned knowledge, they could be understood immediately. By doing so, one could restart the research outside the Academia without anyone ever noticing.
But even so,
according to the legends, the treasures inside the Court of Desolation could allow someone to see beyond life and death. Or even bring the dead back to life, right?
Ah.
So maybe Taj is trying to bring Mortada back.
Aún así no tendría sentido que distribuyese el conocimiento.
I'm just telling you what I know. It's the job of the Matra to find the truth and track down criminals. Do you have any questions? If not, it'd be best if you would leave now.
Paimon's kinda confused. What should we do from here?
Vamos a preguntar a otro lugar.
Oh, now that I think about it, Cyno suspected that the canned knowledge was coming from within the Academia, right? There's no way so many boxes could ever get through without drawing any attention. Maybe we could try asking people around the gate of the Academia and see what we can find. Don't worry, Tosh. I won't let your reputation be tarnished.
Te vas a llevar una sorpresa, tiene toda la pinta, ¿eh?
Alrighty then. Let's go ask around.
Vaya fanboy, por cierto. Venga, va. Hay otra cosa brillando por aquí. En el registro... Es el registro sobre cierto erudito de la Academia de Sumero. ¿Por qué se pone en automático esto? De la escuela semiótica, que fue sentenciado a prisión por descifrar documentos prohibidos. Vale, este es el hijo de Taj, ¿no? El Murata, vale. Murtada, perdón. Que Murata creo que es el nombre de un desarrollador de videojuegos y se me confunde el cerebro, ¿vale? Por fuera, vale. Hola, buenas. ¿Sabes algo?
Excuse me. Have you seen any large shipments of goods leaving the Academia recently?
Huh. Well, yes, but isn't that pretty normal?
No.
The Academia consumes so many resources each day. Everything from cooking ingredients, raw materials, even equipment for experiments. It's normal for goods to be coming in and out.
Right, but we're looking for shipments with a Matra seal. Have you seen any like that?
That I'm not too sure of. I normally wouldn't notice whether the goods have any seals or not. Maybe you should
Ya, el
ask someone
vecino de
else.
hecho lo pilló de refilón. ¿Por qué allí? Tan lejos. Vale. No, este es un guardia igual, este sí sabe algo del sello.
Excuse me, have you seen any large shipments of goods leaving the academia recently?
No, not that I'm aware of. Perhaps you could ask someone else?
¿Lol? Este miente parece, ¿eh? Parece que se miente.
Excuse me, have you seen any large shipments of goods leaving the academia recently?
Huh? Why do you ask?
I'm just checking to ensure nothing unusual has happened.
Well, I can't say it's unusual, but I did notice something.
Dime.
There's a Kashar researcher who's been making frequent shipments recently. Dozen of large boxes each time, if not more.
Ooh.
When I asked him about it, he said they just contained a bunch of old worn-out machines. The Kashar used to often sell scrap machines to traveling merchants, so I didn't really think anything of it. But he's been making a lot of shipments lately. There weren't ever so many outdated machines before.
And you didn't find that suspicious? Why didn't you report it for inspection?
Well, the boxes were stamped with a Matra seal. Why should I bother? Of course, I did start to wonder about the seal once, thinking that maybe they forged it or something. But you know what happened? A man named Taj came here and told me that he'd already inspected the goods personally and ordered me to leave the researcher alone. I couldn't question his word, could I?
Impossible. There must be some sort of mistake. There's no way Taj would ever...
Creo que no deberías tener un mental breakdown delante del guardia.
No, I won't believe it. Taj is an honorable man. Someone must be trying to frame him. Wait, I know another Matra who works with Taj. I can ask him to let us speak with Taj.
Está muy enfocado.
As I've already told you, I don't have any way to contact Taj. A few Eremites showed up looking for Taj yesterday, and he met with them in his office. I was standing outside of the door, and I vaguely heard them say, "Found it." Before I realized it, the door opened, and Taj left with the group of them. I noticed that he had also changed into Eremite attire.
LOL. Vale.
Taj didn't come to work today, so I've also started to feel a little concerned about the whole thing. If you'd like to speak with him, maybe you can try visiting his home. He lives just on the outskirts of Sumeru City.
A ver, el hecho de que vaya con eremitas así en general debería hacer un par de red flags, ¿no?
Making all the canned knowledge?
No way. Taj is just like Cyno. They're considered heroes among the Matra. There is no way that
Se le ha caído un mito. Se le ha caído. Y si vamos a su casa a ver, venga.
Fine. Looks like there's no other choice.
Hey, don't let it get to you just yet. We'll get to the bottom of this once and for all.
Ya ves, seguro que sí. Definitivamente. Bueno, esto no está en las afueras de la ciudad, ¿no? Esto está en la ciudad. Creo. Me va a dejar por mentiroso. Justo se va a poner en lo verdecito y tal. No, esto cuenta como dentro de la ciudad. Ciudad de Sumeru, justamente acabo de entrar en la ciudad. Vale.
So, this is Taj's place. There doesn't seem to be anyone here.
A ver, lo de que lo han encontrado quiere decir que ya tienen la
La
cápsula que buscaban, ¿no?
No. Wait, the door's unlocked. Did Taj leave in a hurry? Well, anyway, we're still not sure if he's the real culprit. Probably not a good idea to go in without permission.
Vamos a entrar sin permiso. Venga. Tenemos que hacerlo para limpiar su nombre.
You're right. Even if we apply for a warrant now, we won't be able to do anything until tomorrow at the earliest. This is an emergency.
Si es inocente, no le importará. Así funciona, ¿no? Definitivamente el respeto a la privacidad no existe.
Paper full of names written on it. Oh, and a map. Nabil, can you make any sense of this?
Yes. This is definitely Taj's handwriting. These papers look like records. These are the transactions between Taj and some other people. From the look of the numbers, the scale of this smuggling case is absolutely massive. The whole operation involves more than 300 people, including dozens of celebrities. These are famous scholars, merchants, mercenaries. I have a feeling that Cyno might be unaware of what he's up against. There's no way
Es la
anyone
mafia,
could
es la
be such
puta
a large
mafia.
organization on their own.
Aún así no va a rendirse.
You're right. That's just who he is.
Somos
As for the
colegas ya.
map, it appears to indicate the location of the Court of Desolation. Let's take it to Cyno and let him decide how to proceed.
A ver, yo quiero ir, claramente, ¿vale? Vale, quiero echarle una captura mejor. Esto está súper cerca, ¿qué cojones? Está mega cerca. O sea, no estamos hablando de que está a tomar por culo, metido súper en el desierto. Está aquí al lado. Bueno, aquí al lado no, pero justo al entrar en el desierto.
Then I suspect that he might already be at the Court of Desolation as we speak. I don't want to suspect him, but I also don't know him very well. Maybe Cyno will know what to do.
Tal vez.
All right, we'll give these to Cyno and see. Let's go.
Vale. O sea, si no me equivoco, esto está como por aquí, ¿no? A ver, mirar de nuevo la captura. Vale, no, me estoy equivocando. Es aquí. Súper al lado. O sea, es que estoy a un tiro de teletransporte. Y llego. Vale. Bueno, yo qué sé. Estas cosas pasan, supongo. Oh, dentro de poco va a ser el reinicio y con ello viene el evento. Así que igual Paimon se pone a hablar. No, no pasa nada. A veces estas cosas ocurren, ¿no?
Well, Cyno, what do you make of it?
Taj. It's been a while since I last saw him. From what I remember, he is a straight-laced man. Although he would resort to extreme measures from time to time. He would never do anything against his beliefs.
So do you think he's the one behind all this?
Que se le muera un hijo igual cambia su perspectiva sobre la vida en
I'm still
general,
not sure. I cannot imagine how devastating the incident with Mortada was for him. Nor can I deny the possibility that people
Es que no solo se le murió el hijo, se le murió el hijo después de encarcelarlo. Bueno, se suicidó después de encarcelarlo él.
We have to see for ourselves to judge him. Or rather, the person he's become.
Por ahora las pruebas apuntan a él.
That's right. It's clear that he had a hand in this case, yet he made no report of it. There's no doubting that. That's also why I need to see him. I must ask his reasoning and judge him myself. Time is ticking. Let's go.
Venga. A ver, es el juzgador máximo no sé qué, ¿no? Así que todo perfecto. A un tiro de teletransporte hemos dicho, ¿no? Igualmente nos va a seguir ayudando el poder de la edición de vídeo, ¿vale? O sea, es mucho más útil la edición de vídeo. Estamos mirándolo desde el lado contrario, así que tiene que estar mirando hacia allá. Es aquí debajo, ¿no? A ver, que me quedo sin estamina. Aquí debería ser, en esta cueva. Ahí está. Entra en la corte. ¿Eso qué? Son escorpiones. No sé qué es eso. Me parece muy raro que no hayan encontrado esto en ningún momento. O sea, hasta ahora. Si es que está súper cerca, súper a la vista. Es un montículo bastante o sea, bastante abierto. Vale, voy con el equipo perfecto. Me van a dejar a Cyno posiblemente, ¿verdad? A ver si me sustituyen al mío, porque si no creo que voy a cambiar. Vale, sí, es que nivel 90 ayuda mucho, ¿vale?
Are there really any treasures buried here? Oh, Paimon's kinda nervous. Could it be dangerous?
Don't worry. You'll be safe with me.
A ver, hay algún tesoro escondido por aquí. Literalmente el primero. Hay monstruo nuevo, es la primera vez que veo esto. No sé a qué es débil esta cosa, ¿eh? O sea, yo estoy pegando con todo ahora mismo. La mano invisible. ¿Dice algo? ¿Da alguna información? Creación, no sé qué. Vale, consigue afectar el núcleo con una reacción de catalización o utiliza ataques electro. Vale. O sea que voy con el equipo bueno, ¿no? Un catalizador y electro.
Look, these walls have definitely seen better days. Was there some sort of fight here? Let's keep going and see what.
A ver, este lugar es peligroso, ¿no? Así que debería... Ups. Así que debería haber combate entre bichitos, monstruos y tal, ¿no? No, de hecho hemos visto uno. Me flipa cómo hacen estos mecanismos.
Is it just Paimon? Or did that passageway just rotate? It's not gonna start moving again, is it? Either way, we should be careful.
Paimon, ¿por qué gritas tanto ahora de pronto? Ha sido el reinicio. Y me ha desbloqueado. Me ha dicho algo esto. Guía. No sé. Igual el evento comienza por la mañana, por eso no me he puesto nada después del reinicio. ¿Qué son esas cosas? Son simplemente... Creo que son guibernos. Creo que son los guibernos que se ven volando. Si no les pego parece que no me hacen nada. Qué guay. Qué chulo. Perdón. Dios, qué puto mareo. Paimon, no hace falta que me lo diga.
That eye seems to be staring right at us. This place gives Paimon the creeps. You go first.
Vale. Qué pesada, ¿no? Está como obteniendo energía del entorno. No sé si lo notáis. Debería ahora girarlo. Ahí está. Es como que descoloco las paredes, ¿no? Disloco las paredes, mejor dicho eso. Cada vez más cerca de del ojo este. ¡Oh! Oli. Me ha dicho que Electro vale. Uy. LOL, se ha quedado el efecto del... Ok. El efecto de la ulti se ha quedado puesta. Perdón, igual ha sido un poco extraño. Dios mío, cómo huele a boss esta sala. Igual es solo metafórica el boss. El boss es metafórico. Hola, Tag.
Taj.
Hola.
Ah, Cyno. It's been some time since I've seen you last. I trust you are doing well. Seeing that you've made it all the way here, you must be on the cusp of wrapping up your investigation, I presume. Even faster than I expected. Is it because you have some new partners now?
Sí.
That's right. This case is nearly closed. But the most important answer still eludes me. Was it all your doing? Smuggling the canned knowledge? The research of the Court of Desolation?
Yes, it was me.
Then explain why.
That's the difficult part. Let's just say I've changed. I've become a selfish coward who only wants to pursue his own interests.
No se lo cree.
I find that hard to
Ahí está.
believe.
Yo no me lo creería
really?
tampoco.
Way I see it, every person will end up like me sooner or later. When you're young, you press forward, unattached, living solely for the justice in your heart. But as you begin to age, you start to become more cautious. You know many things are wrong, but still turn a blind eye to them. I was the same. I never questioned my actions until Murtada died. I could feel the justice that I once strived to uphold slowly crumbling in my heart. I was completely dedicated to all that I did, but as I grew older, I found myself feeling alone, miserable. Can you imagine what it feels like to not have the will to live, but not be able to die? Murtada was sent to prison by my own hands. I set myself on this painful path. My son hated me till the day he died, and now I must live with that pain and regret. I failed him as a father. But now I have a chance to make it right. A chance to reunite with him. The Court of Desolation. Here lies the key to overcoming life and death. The power to even bring the dead back to life.
So, did you already find what you needed here?
See this door behind me? Behind it lies the treasures that I seek. I'm so close, Cyno. If only you hadn't arrived now.
No te han detenido todavía, ¿eh? Creo que te está dejando que vaya.
Enough conjecture. What has happened is already part of the past. You cannot bring the dead back to life.
Yo dejaría que lo
In the
intentase.
end, the treasures you seek are nothing but myths and legend.
Since you're so sure, why don't you just let me open the door and see then?
Yo no veo problema en que lo haga.
I sense danger behind that door. There will be dire consequences the moment you open it.
No veo problema ninguno.
Beg you, as an old partner, can you let me fulfill my last wish just this once? Surely you get it by now. Doing your job without mercy will only drive people away from you. I'm the prime example.
I don't overthink things. If there is only one way for me to defend my principles, then that is the path I will take.
Creo que es más complicado de lo que lo estás poniendo. Pero vale.
Let's see if your polearm skills have improved at all.
Uf, boss type, supongo. ¡LOL! ¿Qué cojones? ¡Qué chuli! ¡Qué guay! ¿No? O sea, yo no me esperaba que saliesen Caimán, bueno, Caimán y Pollo. Caimán y Pollo, los dos junticos. Antiguo Matra. Pollo.
Your strength.
You feel it, don't you? I'm stronger than you remember. I gained new power when I entered the Court of Desolation.
What? ¿Por qué?
This is only a taste of it. Once I open the door,
Si le he reventado. Bueno,
this
vale,
power
vale.
will be complete.
Lo único que
Even
ha
life and death will
sumoneado
have
cosas,
no
supongo.
grip on me.
Uh-oh. We have to stop this guy!
I won't let you open that door.
I wouldn't be so
Déjalo.
sure. I'm afraid it won't be easy to stop me now that you're injured. Or are you ready to sacrifice your life for this?
I'll do what I have to.
I still remember when we first became partners. You were always charging forward and putting your life on the line, just like now. Even after all this time, You still haven't changed.
Ah, por eso su visión es electro, supongo.
You left that list of names and map in your house on purpose, didn't you? You wanted me to be able to find you here. All of this was just part of the act you were putting on. What happened just now was also part of your plan. You might have fooled those on the list, but you will not fool me. I had my suspicions from the beginning, but I couldn't be sure until we fought. If he really had changed, your fighting style wouldn't be as it was before.
¿Sería más despiadado o algo?
What do you mean, Cyno?
Que se ha contenido, ¿no?
He never planned on opening the door. His true intention was...
What's happening?
Seems our time is running short. Let me make this quick then. After Mortada died, my spirit was crushed. For a long time, I was hoping this reality was just some terrible nightmare. I hoped I would just wake up and be able to see his smiling face again.
Se te ve cansado, hermano.
That is when I was approached by someone who wished to collaborate and find the Court of Desolation together. I did some investigation of my own and discovered they were part of a massive organization. People from every walk of life are involved. They are relentless in their search, pouring countless mora into secret research, even sacrificing lives, in hopes that the Court of Desolation would appear.
No wonder banning the research wasn't enough. A full-scale operation was already in motion.
I'm a flesh and blood human like anyone else, so I obviously hesitated and considered it. The thought of bringing my son back tugged at my heart, but in the end, I came to my senses. I knew that I could not let myself go down that path. I suddenly came to a realization amidst my suffering. The Court of Desolation, a place that once drove people to tragedy, was still doing so, even centuries later.
Quiere destruir la tumba
As
esta.
long as
Lo
this
que se supone
place
que sea.
exists, people will recklessly seek it out, just as Mortada did, generation after generation, regardless of the cost. Let it be buried beneath the sand forever. Once the Court of Desolation is gone, there will no longer be anyone obsessed with seeking it out.
En el camino hacia aquí vimos unos muros dañados. Vas a destruir la costa, ¿eh?
That's right. I acted as if I had
También
abandoned
planeaba
my
quedarse aquí, creo.
convictions just so that they would cooperate without raising any suspicion. This was the only way I could find and destroy this place. But that wasn't enough. I needed someone I could trust to bring the organization to justice. The Academia forbids the research of the Court of Desolation, so they would never approve my plan in the first place. To add to the problem, the organization is so powerful that they even have members working within the Academia. If I wished to destroy the organization, I couldn't just count on the Academia alone.
So, you pretended to be the one behind all this, as a test for me.
Yes. I'm sorry, but now I am assured. You haven't changed at all. You are still as you always were, fearless, and making no compromise. Anyway, this place is collapsing. You must leave now.
Sí, planea quedarse aquí.
Aren't you leaving too? There are still loads of bad guys to
Ha
catch
dicho
up
que
on.
iba a ver a su hijo. Lo ha dicho al
His fate is
principio, no he estado
already
mintiendo.
There is no life left inside him. He is like a candle with no more wick to burn.
Para acceder a la corte de desolación hay que pagar con la vida.
You planned it all from the very beginning, didn't you? Risking being treated as a traitor to collaborate with them. Sacrificing your own life to open and destroy the Court of Desolation.
Regardless, I made a grave mistake by allowing the smuggling and the research of this place. Let this be the final judgment on myself. I was always so busy with work that I never made time to fulfill Mortada's wishes. finding this place was his biggest wish. Since I'll be reuniting with him here, I can only hope he won't have anything more to hold against me. I'll leave all those people on the list to you. Sorry for all the trouble I've caused.
There's nothing to be sorry for.
Son mucha gente, ¿eh?
We are partners. If you see Mortada, send him my greetings. Goodbye, old friend.
Se sienta. Se hace todo tranquilo. Bueno. Su volumen.
Dad, why are they so strict with me? I'm always the only one who gets in trouble.
Just leave me alone! Don't worry, I won't damage your precious reputation.
Alright, Dad. Let's start over. By the way, I finally found an area of research I wish to pursue. Why can't you show even a little leniency? Why?
Because we are Matra.
Bueno. Pues otro amigo menos de Cyno.
The Court of Desolation has...
Desapareció.
Just as Taj said, that place had caused too many disasters and tragedies. Being buried in quicksand is its rightful end.
¿Y qué hay de la
To
organización?
them, as long as there's more to be made, they will disregard the Academia's rules, whether it's the Court of Desolation or anything else. Their only goal is to make massive profits off of dangerous research. Taj may have set them back with the Court of Desolation, but it won't be long before they continue searching for another target.
Claro, al fin y al cabo
That's
hay
an
investigaciones
opportunity that I
infinitas,
will
¿no?
not let them have.
We'll help too.
A ver, eran muchos
Thank
nombres,
you.
¿eh? Me va a dar un poco de pereza.
But you've already done enough.
Sí, gracias. Te lo agradezco. La verdad es que no me apetecía
Just
nada.
leave the rest to me.
Eso.
I will bring them to justice myself. Besides, I promised you that I would sweep away any potential danger. So, that's what I'm going to do. Wait for me at Caravan Rebop 4 days from now.
Vale. Ay, todavía no le hemos dicho que pague a Dori, ¿no? Aún no sé. Aún no se lo hemos mencionado igual. Silencio final, sí. Espera que pasen 4 días. Vale, solo se pueden pasar de 2 en 2, así que... Vamos a ello. Vale. 4 días, dirígete a Garasbat Ribat, que no sé dónde es, la verdad. Ah, vale. La ciudad de nexo entre Sumeru y el desierto, venga. Perdón. Si yo soy malo con los nombres...
Thank you so much for all your help.
Nabil, what are you doing here?
Convicts from the desert are being escorted through Caravan Rebot, so I'm here to keep an eye on things. This should be the last group of them, so I'll be heading back to the Academia once they're cleared.
Último grupo ya, madre mía, en 4 días 300 y pico personas, vale, pues ¿cómo va la
The
cosa?
last few days have been quite the ride, but fortunately, I can say with confidence that this case is finally coming to an end.
Bien.
At first, the mercenary groups on the list were putting up quite a fight. They made several desperate attempts to cover up the truth. However, word is that someone crossed the desert and took out their main camp overnight. After that, people on the list started to put pressure on the higher-ups within the Academia. Everyone was on edge, and the case came to a standstill.
And? Then what happened?
Well, then we received word that Taj Rudkani had sacrificed himself on the case. The news really stirred up the members of our ranks.
Me parece que ha estado moviéndose mucho el coleguilla, ¿eh?
We cleared out the traitors from within the Academia and arrested all the researchers on the list. Some of them managed to get out of the Academia, but still failed to escape. The scattered criminals were captured all across Sumeru by the mysterious person who had defeated the mercenary groups.
Wow, no puedo imaginarme quién es la misteriosa.
Someone was about to escape to Fontaine, but was still apprehended just at the border. Having more than 300 prisoners apprehended for interrogation has definitely shaken things up recently.
Bueno, van a tener trabajo durante un tiempo.
Catching everyone on the list means no more smuggling canned knowledge and no more victims. It was a lot of work, but Paimon thinks we accomplished something big.
That's right. Thanks again for your assistance. As for the mysterious person who hit the mercenary camp, that must be Cyno, right?
Sí.
He's the only one I can think of who could accomplish such a feat.
Sí, sí, tal cual. Le he dicho que iba a dormir un rato.
In touch with Cyno these days? I think I just saw him when I was on watch nearby.
Pues no, no lo he visto. Estaba durmiendo durante 4 días.
They were nowhere to be seen. If you happen to see him, please send my regards.
Le da vergüencita ver a Nabil.
You be careful too. Don't let any of those bad guys escape.
Venga.
Don't worry about me. If anything happens, you can find me at the Academia anytime. Farewell then.
O sea, que hemos ido a la academia así de random y de pronto nos hemos encontrado con un caso de contrabando de una mafia súper enorme de... Okay. ¿Y este caza aquí? Yo tampoco lo creo.
However, I learned something unexpected during interrogation. Apparently, someone had enticed Mortada Radkani into becoming interested in researching the Court of Desolation.
¿Alguien engañó?
Mortada had lived in his father's shadow all his life. Naturally, he wanted to conduct research that would seem groundbreaking and significant. After Mortada died, the organization tried to use Taj's shame regarding his son to add him to their ranks, toying with others' minds, treating lives like dirt, and
eso suena muy a
anything for their own interests. This makes me angry.
Sí, todo esto suena fatui.
This is a type of trap I've been working on which uses plants. Here, take some just in case you need them next time. If thrown into the mud, the trap will grow rapidly and disperse a pollen that has a paralyzing effect. I don't have much use for the traps these days, but maybe you will and can help me collect more testing data.
Cyno! Tighnari!
¿Nos dejará eso a nosotros también? Porque parece que mola.
Tighnari must be who Nabil saw earlier. Are you also here to see Cyno?
That's right. Cyno asked me to collect some medicinal herbs to treat a girl named Seemine. I also dropped by just to check for any injuries. He seems to be fine physically, but he looks a little more lonely than I remember.
Sí, es que se ha muerto un amigo suyo hace poco.
And Cyno, relax. You don't always have to look so serious, you know. Why don't you play more Genius Invocation TCG?
Joder, este es el juego de cartas que le mola.
And your stern expression certainly isn't helping.
How is Kale these days?
She's grown a bit taller, but her grades could use some improvement. She still made many mistakes on her last test, even after I had marked all the important content in the book for her.
A ver,
Her
tampoco.
condition seems to be improving lately, so I plan on having her go outside more.
Es más complicado aprender, Apenas sabe escribir.
She can help me with.
Huh? You mean Kale is leaving Avidia Forest? What happened?
I've asked her to host some ad hoc lectures to teach the dangers of canned knowledge, as well as how to use it safely.
Dios, pobrecilla. Tiene que dar conferencias, Dios mío.
Case, there are many people who are still curious and seek after canned knowledge. So I decided to ask her to work on increasing knowledge and awareness on the topic. Please be sure to keep an eye on her.
I will.
If anything else
Ya
happens,
sabes, las drogas
the three
con
of you can
moderación.
find me in the Avidia Forest.
Esa es la moraleja, ¿vale?
I've already caught those who were preparing to attack you in secret.
Aww.
Even if some criminals did slip through our fingers, they wouldn't know that you were involved in the case. So you can relax.
Se ha bugueado ahí el texto. Tranquilos, porque puede poner tranquilas, ¿no?
It's still not time for me to rest yet. Those who died have fulfilled their wishes, but those who are alive must continue pressing forward. I've been thinking about what Taj said in the Court of Desolation these last few days. His words were not empty. People do change, and no belief can completely resist the erosion of time. I just hope my own change will come slowly, so that I can press on a little further. That way, Those who see me as their superior, and those who are following in my footsteps, will learn courage from my example, just as I gained courage from my own superiors, and my partner.
Espero que eso te haga feliz, Cyno. No será una tarea fácil.
I'll be fine. I'm also enjoying my chat with you right now, you know. There are many things I feel better about once I start to talk about them. Many people want to go to the desert to offer condolences for Tosh. But I didn't share details with anyone. I'd prefer to avoid revealing the location of the Court of Desolation. One day,
sí, capaz que se ponen a
I'll gather some
excavarla.
flowers that grow in arid desert conditions. And then, I was hoping you'd join me in planting them on the remains of the Court of Desolation.
Cuenta con ello. Arenas solitarias. Esto ha sido... Dios mío, me estoy hablando a mí mismo, perdón. Esto ha sido básicamente una película policíaca. Ha sido rollo de mafias y cosas, básicamente, con muchas drogas y tal. Está bien, a ver, adaptado obviamente al juego, pero aún así ha sido básicamente una película policíaca. No me sale ahora mismo el nombre de ninguna famosa, pero... ha sido eso. Ha estado bien, ha estado guay.
By the way, something strange happened a few days ago. A merchant approached me and requested that I cover the cost of a desert travel kit. 1,250,000 more. I didn't remember owing anyone more, especially not that kind of amount. So I arrested the merchant on charges of provocation and disturbing the peace. Do you know anything about this?
Oops.
Nope. Paimon has no idea what that could be.
Ups. Pero bueno, igualmente, hija de puta, ¿no? Que ha ido a pedirle 1.250.000. Eso es 1 millón extra de lo que debería pedirle. Bueno, qué putada, ¿no? Me han dado cosas para la tetera así como un poco lo random, ¿no? Me han dado como un palo. ¡Un palo! Un palo, ¿verdad? Me han dado un palo. Voy a irme a la parte de abajo del todo, que siempre se encuentra mejor desde abajo. Esto, me han dado gran juez de servicio. Un maletín de trabajo. Aunque su gran tamaño también presenta algún que otro inconveniente. A Cyno le resulta difícil pasar inadvertido cuando lleva el maletín consigo. Las horas de servicio impredecibles del gran juez. O sea, que no lleva la mierda esta para estar siempre de servicio. Vale, ok. No me parece que eso sea real, ¿vale? Porque para empezar, Cyno llama mucho la atención en comparación con el resto de jueces, ¿vale? Que son todos como un poco... mediocrecillos, ¿no? Vamos a dejarlo por aquí. Espero que os haya gustado. Normalmente me habría puesto a tirar a por Cyno aquí, pero bueno, es que... tiraba por Cyno ya, así que ¿qué le voy a hacer, no? Eso básicamente. Vale. Chao.